what's next?
Next is we need to take off the heat exchanger for the refrigerator. This refrigerator is different. The heat exchanger is actually on the hull. It's this sensor. It's like a serpentine outside of the hull. So the fresh water, I mean the salt water from the ocean, cools down the refrigerator. But as we are gonna do the seal of all the flanges, why not redo the seal of this also? I mean, like, there's no harm on that, right?
No.
Let's do it.
I'm Roberta.
And I'm Duca.
And for the past year, we have been building our own tiny shipping container house, so we can travel around knowing that we will always have this little place that we can call home.
But guess what? We just found our dream project before we expected. This abandoned sailboat. So we are gonna stop building the house for a couple months to bring our boat back to life. And then we're gonna go back and finish the house.
So let's go outside to see how the system works. So it's this one. We need to redo this seal.
Just be careful because these. It's not bad, just some sanding, painting.
Here is the bad spot.
Yeah, just a tiny, just superficial. Just treat that, it'll be fine. And then we have 100% of the boat sealed. That's perfect.
No.
Yeah, this is basically the water from the motor for the compressor of the freezer. I mean refrigerator, fridge. Comes here, goes around and goes back. So the ocean actually cools it down. It's pretty cool. But the problem is when you are on the dry, like now, we cannot use the fridge.
Yeah.
Because there's no water to cool this down. So we cannot even try the fridge. I mean, we are gonna do that with a hose in water here. Wait for it.
Okay.
Yeah, we will soon. Not yet. Soon. But I think we're gonna paint this, don't you think? This deserves
some love.
Yeah, that's a stainless steel, seems like. It's gonna be brand new. The time came. What are we gonna do now?
We are gonna try out the fridge.
Yeah, we need to close the flange on the hull of the boat. So Fred believes it's a smart idea for us to try before we close, because if there's any trouble, we need to fix before we close the flange, right?
Yes.
So Fred's gonna go down, get the hose, wet the surface until we have the fridge cool, hopefully. Let's hope for the best. Let's go inside and see if this thing is working, because we need fresh food on the boat. So supposedly it's on. Let's check the compressor if it's working. Supposedly the fridge is on. It's actually really silent. That's really good. It's really silent. Let's check the fridge if it's cooling. Now we wait a little bit while they cool down on this compressor, not compressor? I forgot the name. Yeah. And see if we get this fridge cold. If we do get it cold, we're gonna close the flange. So how's it going down there?
Start to heat.
A lot or?
A little bit.
We can feel the pulse here.
Yes.
Yeah, we can tell.
I can feel that.
Good news, the fridge is working properly.
Now we are talking. Now this pipe is heating.
We're gonna have one last hole on the hull of our boat.
Right, you want me to hold there and you check inside? What do you think?
Yes. That's the sound.
Is that bad?
No, that's good. But supposed to have a continuous sound like this.
Let's drink some cold water.
Yeah, let's see if it's cold. I mean, it's not freezing cold, but
Yeah.
it's cool.
It's a fridge, not the freezer.
Good.
Not bad. We are trying the fridge for longer to check if we have any problem or not. So we're leaving on for a little while.
We have a little problem. We are trying to fix that.
Let's see if it's, if with time it gets better.
What's the problem?
We explain later after we are done with the test. This is something that cannot be half good or half perfect. These need to be perfect. If it's not perfect, water goes inside of the boat. So then you need to concentrate and do it properly. Yeah, it doesn't look pretty yet because we need to wait until this seal dries, and then we're gonna apply antifouling.
Yeah.
Antifouling, yeah. We can sand this up a little bit and then we can apply. It's gonna be good. One last hole on the boat.
Yeah.
So while Roberta works on the deck, she's on a cleaning mode today.
Yeah.
Excited?
Yeah, because they are polishing the side of the boat today, so I think the boat needs to be clean.
Yeah, and because having a boat on a boatyard, a working marina, is just a mess. There's so much dust around, it's almost impossible to keep the boat clean. And every once in a while we need to give it clean. But why she does that? Because we just have one hose. I'm gonna work inside on something else. Check this out. We are starting to work on the fittings for the water system, right? There is one main problem that we want to fix that we don't know if it's gonna work the way we want yet, is the hose for the entry of the water tank. So here is the water tank, this is the water tank, and the entry of the water is through this little hose there. Originally the hose would go from here this way all the way there and then up. The problem with that is that in this way we have like the hose that go up and then go down and then go up, and we have a belly that water gets stuck there. We want to find a way of not having a belly. We want to have the hose going up, up, up all the way to the deck, and then we have the lid on the deck. So the way we want to do now is we want to create a hole all the way back there. So we have the hose going straight that way, and from there it's gonna arrive here and then go this way and then through that pipe and then cross that way and then up the deck. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna find out if we have enough clearance to create the hole to put the hose in, and for that I need something that's really old from the boat, originally from the boat. Compass. I think it's compass. Let's see. That's actually a nice one. For anyone that studied engineering, we always like these things. Yeah, that's a beautiful one. .4 centimeters. That means 2.2 centimeters is what I need. think it's gonna be possible. That's really, really good news. I'm just gonna mark the hole and I'm gonna do in a different way. So the trick thing is now that we don't have a saw that's how you call it? Like a drill that's as fit. It's like almost 2 inches. So I'm gonna mark the big hole and I'm gonna do like as many holes as I need with this diameter. I'm just gonna do around and let's see if this works. I think it's gonna work. That's what I'm doing. So I'm creating a lot of small holes in order to cut the whole thing. And now the final test. Let's see if the hose can go through. Just perfect. Check this out. Yep, I think it's gonna work, but we have one final test that we need to do. We need to put the drawer in place, and let's see if this drawer still fit in place now. Just like a glove. So let's see if we can do this now. These we need to go this way. Confident, looking good. I think it's promising. We just need to find the right place to drill the hole and then we keep going. I think that's the last hole. From here on, everywhere we can already just bring the hose. And now from there to this pipe. It's just perfect. I think it's gonna be so good. But I think I need more hands to get this done because now I need to push and pull at the same time. Oh, she's here. I was gonna call her.
Another
You wanna
hand?
see? You wanna see how it looks?
Another sponge.
Actually, don't put in place, just leave it there. Yep, all by myself. I'm a big boy. Yeah, so not even just that. Check it out. That's what she wants.
Great.
Yeah, she's been asking me to find a way for this hose for a long time. She's like, no, we cannot have a belly on the hose. We cannot.
And I found out. I found a place.
Yeah, now I need your help just to put this straight inside there.
I'm so happy
You wanna
that
do it now?
this worked.
Yeah, we can do it now. This, I think, here. Now we need to find out where this will take. If we can manage to get to the other side of that pipe. Let's see. Next one. Oh, wait, you're gonna head there. Ooh, that's gonna be a tricky part.
We can go from here, I guess, right?
No. Because these will come straight there. So we need to find a way. Because once we go down, it's gonna be tricky.
I think we can have lunch because I'm getting weak.
Yeah. Okay, let's have lunch and then we can do this.
Can you explain these little guys that we found down on the wall?
We found out. Yeah, this is the vent for the engine room. So the vent starts here on the engine room. There's a fan, like a big fan, and we thought it would go straight to the outside, to the cockpit, but there is actually a siphon. That's really good, a huge one.
So we have 3.
Yeah, this. Yeah, because the air needs to go in one side and out on the other side. I don't know what's the third one.
We
for.
also have a vent for the toilet here. That's just an open.
Yeah, that
hose.
doesn't really make sense, but we're gonna fix that in a way. But the good news is that we were afraid that water would go in the engine room through the vent, but it won't go because the siphon is really high. You need to like flip the boat upside down, I think. It won't go.
This is another part of the boat that I opened. Let's check what we have
after
here.
a year,
and I found this.
Yeah, after 1 year, we still find little spots on the boat that we didn't know. This was one of those.
I was looking for the vent for the toilet and I found this.
Yeah. Let's go have lunch.
Yeah.
Lunch is.
What's the idea?
Wait and see. So check this out. We need to do now a turn from there to here. It's gonna be like an S. The hose need to go down this way, and the reason why we're doing that is because that hose is too close to the bottom one, so you need to do like a 90-degree turn, and this hose won't do that. So now that we bring the hose this way, we can do like a longer turn, and hopefully we're gonna be able to do the turn. I'm just gonna have one more that we need to do here.
When you said hopefully, the length went on.
Hopefully.
Little red houses under flint shooting stars. I'm lying still in the back of a moving car. I aim for the moon, land among the bars. Take it easy on me, I'll take it easy on you. If you take it easy on me, we'll be easy now.
We need to cut this part off, and this part, when cut, needs to be all the way down here. So now we need to put more.
I'm so happy that it worked.
Now we need somehow to fit this. Yeah. The next problem, it's like one problem at a time. Next problem is that this is a little bit too thick for this. The old hose was the same kind, and they heat it up and stretch. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to do that, but we're going to try to do that. Not today though. We need to get the heat gun with thread. But if we manage to do that, then our problem is solved.
Hey.
But that's really good. One less problem. Let's go to the next one.
What's going on there?
Yeah, the pipe on the corner of the water tank is a little bit bigger diameter than the hose we have. It's in a size of a diameter that doesn't sell anywhere in Brazil. There's no way of buying. Yeah, there's no way of buying. And the old one that we took off was stretched. They stretched the hose in order to fit the hose, and that's the only way. Check this out. This diameter and this is much thicker. They just stretch this with heat, and that's what we are doing.
And we have another problem. The entry on the deck is different from the entry here.
Yeah,
so
the entry on the deck is the right diameter for this hose. It's just this entry that's not. But the good thing is this has no pressure. It's just to fill up the tank, so it won't be a problem. If it leaks a little bit one day, we'll just replace. But for now, that's the only way we can do it.
maybe one day we are outside of Brazil and we can buy the correct one.
Yeah, for now we have to be this way.
It worked! So, which technique did you use?
Hit the steel pipe, okay? Then touch the hose and start to hit the edge here,
Okay.
right?
And
Yep.
you basically use as a hot knife the pipe
Exactly.
itself. You use the pipe to heat up the hose, so you slowly hit the hose, and as the pipe is really hot, it dilates and...
Because if you try to hit the hose, when you try to put inside, because the size, the diameter is not equal, the hose will
shrink really quick.
Yes.
Yeah, the problem is that the pipe is metal and it's cold, so if the pipe is cold and the hose is hot, once that's it just like shrinks really quick. So if the pipe is hot, it keeps the temperature longer and dilates the...
We use the steel pipe to hit the hose and not hit the hose directly.
Yeah.
Okay.
By the way, we know that's not the right way to do it.
Exactly.
But we have no choice. We either need to cut off the metal and install a new pipe, or we need to do that because there is no hose on this diameter
tried.
to sell anywhere in the
tried.
country.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
tried to find everywhere, and even the old hose, as you can tell, right
There.
there,
Yeah.
the old hose, they did the same. They
Yes.
dilatate the same thing. It's you can tell that it's not straight.
Yeah.
Because that's the only way we can do it. If one day we travel outside of Brazil and we find the right hose, we just take it off and install the right one.
Do a
Yes.
connection, right?
Yeah, but there is one problem.
You call me, I go there, and we can change. Okay.
The problem is that on the other end of the hose, the diameter is the right one.
Huh.
So then, I don't know, that was just a mistake when they built the boat, I guess. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Now we need to do the other end.
Looking for Duca.
Hey, little voodoo child, you got me running wild. You make me feel alive. So lay it on me, child. You know you drive me wild. You got me feeling like, oh.
Check this out. Now all we need to do is get this cleaned up. Really good, huh?
We were trying to find on the board the things we did this week and we couldn't find them.
Of course we got lost and we did something that wasn't on the board. The truth is it was supposed to be on the board, we just forgot to add. But let's fix one thing. The entry hose for the water tank is part of the hoses, right?
Yeah.
And it was the most tricky hose we are gonna do on the entire project.
And the big one.
Yeah, there was the heat one. Yeah, this one was the one that we didn't know how we were gonna do it. So that's why we started with this one, because the rest is just straightforward. It's easy. We have less hose than we used to have, so it's gonna be a lot easier. I mean, it's already been a lot of easier.
And this one we needed to find a new way of passing this one through and
Yeah.
we did it.
Yeah. But so we're gonna cross
Point first.
S, just the S.
How
Yeah.
about the other one?
The other one, yeah, we didn't write that one down. Yeah, we forgot because the flange of the fridge was something that we didn't know if we were gonna do or not, but we decided to
we
do
can
it.
consider it like a flange, right?
Yeah, but we can do it here.
Okay, just cross it.
Yeah, it's important to cross when you feel good and you keep going, you keep motivated. Yeah, when you do something that lasts for longer than a year, you need to keep motivated. That's a way of keeping
No,
motivated.
we are really motivated. We are really well motivated.
Yeah, it's true. In the past few months, we've been working so hard. And this, just so you guys don't get scared, we are working on multiple tasks of this board for the past 2 weeks. So even though we're not crossing today, even though we didn't show you yet, we have worked on this, we will have worked on this, we have worked on this.
But most of them are not
This-
are
not
not
on
finished
this.
yet. So we are waiting for it for the test to get finished
And-
so we can show you.
And I think like 20 something minutes videos are enough. If we start doing like 1 hour videos, we won't have time to edit them.
And
And we-
to type the subtitles.
Yeah, the truth is right now we are working more on the boat than on the computer. That means that we are accumulating footage and editing less. It's just otherwise we won't go to the water. It's just we're really trying hard. We won't guarantee you on the 7th of August, her birthday. I will guarantee. Yeah, 7th of August. I'm not sure. Yeah. But we promise you, we are working hard on that. And a lot of those tasks are actually halfway done. Yeah, the next
Going
big
there,
step, the next big step that we are counting the days to get there, because we need to treat the centerboard. In order to treat the centerboard truck, right? Truck? Yeah. We need to access inside, and to access inside we need to put the centerboard down, and as the boat is, we cannot put the centerboard down. We need to lift the boat higher on a different kind of stand.
So there are some tasks that we need to do before this.
Yeah, that's why we are focusing right now on everything we need to do when the boat's lower, because it's easier to work with the boat lower, otherwise it's going to be really high.
And I'm really curious to see the boat with the centerboard down.
Yeah, we never seen our boat with the centerboard down. We
Yeah.
saw another friend's boat that's exactly the same as... We can show you.
Yeah.
Let's show... Yeah, this is our friend's boat that was going to the water. It's exactly the same boat. But we didn't see our boat with the centerboard down. But for today, I'm talking too much as usual.
So
that's
let's
it.
welcome aboard our new patrons for this week.
That's great. So, welcome on board.
Stonty,
Jeans,
Dave,
Gary,
James,
Dirk,
Peter,
Bruce.
and we also want to thank the donations through our PayPal.
Thanks so much, Robin.
And Jason.
Guys, thanks so much. We really appreciate your support. And let's keep hoping that in a couple weeks we're gonna be back on water. I mean, at least floating. We're not gonna be able to sail yet. We don't have sails yet. But at least we're gonna be floating, and it's gonna make life a lot easier.
It's gonna be another chapter of our lives.
Yeah, I mean, like one step at a time. We strongly believe in baby steps. You just don't think too far ahead. You think one step at a time, and in the long run you get to where you want to get.
We're thinking days actually. We leave home thinking what we are gonna do today.
True.
And we arrive here and sometimes we change plans.
That's kind of a hint. Oh, that's a spoiler alert. Yeah, that means that we are actually working on the vows. We are working on everything else.
We're right close.
Don't tell them. It's just spoiler again. I think we're gonna go. Otherwise, she's gonna tell you everything. See you guys next week.
See
next
you.
week.